If I pull this one out, will the whole thing fall down?
Yeah, 65-70% of every beer that we produce out here is Bombshell Blonde.
65 to 70% of all my craft beer money gets spent on Bombshell Blonde.
Yes.
So, I mean, there you go. On this episode of 3 Shots, 3 Questions, we're at Southern Star Brewing Company in Conroe, Texas. We're here to meet up with Dave Fougeron, founder of Southern Star. And we're going to find out how he turned his passion for craft beer into one of the largest craft beer breweries in Texas. Say that 3 times. Let's go take some shots already. Jeez. Dave, I'll tell you how the show goes. We're going to take a shot, and I'll ask you a question, and then we'll repeat that for questions 2 and questions 3.
Sounds like my kind of interview.
I can tell this is going to be a good interview already. Well, we're at the brewery. Why don't you tell us what we'll be washing these shots down with?
We have a one-off beer that we made earlier this fall called Hecho en Conroe. It's a Mexican-style lager. All the corn in it is Texas grown, Texas ground. We're really excited about it. It's the first time we've ever tried something like this, and I think it turned out really well. Should go great with tequila.
So let's toast to that. It tastes like bad decisions.
That's what we're going for.
Shot number 1. How does one become a brew master?
I first started homebrewing in 1994 in my apartment in college, and it wasn't very good. So I never in a million years thought that I would be doing this, but it kind of escalated. I started getting better at it, and when I graduated from college, I applied for an assistant brewer position at St. Arnold in Houston. Turns out I beat out 100 applicants and got the job. I think mostly it was my personality clicked with the guy that was going to go on to become my brewing mentor. His name's Dr. Pete Norlow. He's amazing. When he left, I became the head brewer at St. Arnold. Did that for 6 years, and then decided it was time to make a break.
Well, let's take the second shot. Sure. All right, shot number 2. So, question number 2, how did Southern Star Brewing Company start?
I was tossing around the idea with a friend of mine. He was a home brewer. We decided, let's do this. And my dad was very supportive too. And at first we thought we were going to do a brew pub because there weren't any brew pubs around. I wanted to do some realistic business planning, and I got to about $5 million on paper, and I was like, there's no way we're going to be able to do this, to do it right. So we ended up brewing in a warehouse. I thought, well, I've got more experience doing this anyway. I didn't really know how to run a brewery, but at least I knew how to run the brew side of a brewery. So I thought, how hard could it be? We started building this warehouse out to be a brewery. It took us almost a year. We did most of the work ourselves. The only thing new in that whole brewery was the canning line, and we were the first to can craft beer in Texas. All of our cans now are made right down the street from here, so everything, we keep a lot of stuff local. There was a lot of reasons why we went with cans, but I think having a different package was part of it. It was definitely part of it, and it's definitely helped us.
Let's take the third shot, because I'm interested in, I genuinely really want to know the answer to this third question. So, third shot, third question. 13.1 acres, this beautiful craft beer estate, I want to call it. Tell me about the new facility, tell me about the move, tell me what's going on here.
I'm so happy to be here. We actually had this land for 4 years. We found this through the Economic Development Council. This is a landlocked piece of land, so it was pretty cheap. So we decided to, pull the trigger and build a brewery like a brewery should be built.
You know what I love? You come down the driveway and you kind of escape.
That's one of my favorite things about this piece of land. We've got a 1,200 foot long driveway, and it's got that little S-curve in it to where you come down and you're like, where am I? This is kind of, hillbilly land. And then all of a sudden, it's just like this little pocket of isolation. We've got a stage out there and, put the disc golf course back there, which I think is the only disc golf course with a bar right in the middle of it. But, we'll leave it to us.
I've never been to an actual brewery. I'm a brewery virgin right now.
Well, we'll be gentle.
Thank you.
We are standing right next to the brew house. This is the heart of our brewery.
That's a little different than 1994, huh?
A little bit. The magic really happens in the fermenters. After our beer is done fermenting and crash cooled, we put it through this machine. That's the time machine. We used to have to wait until everything's settled out. Yeah, that's affectionately known as the Kentucky time machine.
This thing runs at 5.51 gigawatts. Let's check out the rest of the place.
Goes through there, goes into one of these tanks. If there's beer in here, it's ready to be packaged. This is where the canning happens. You know, they talk about robots taking over human jobs.
Yeah.
We used to have a human that did this job. He still works here, but he doesn't want to do that job anymore because that job's 8 hours just pushing cans and feeding them into a belt. That's probably the worst job you could do here.
What is his new task now, though?
He's actually the logistics manager, and he loads and unloads everything and makes sure everything's good. So he got a promotion.
Robots gave him a promotion.
Yeah, robots gave him a promotion.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
this robot will never get a promotion. Sorry.
Yeah,
He'll get
hey,
replaced.
dude.
But robots don't have any feelings, so it's fine.
How many cans can you fill? Like, what is the measurement? How many per hour?
It's per minute. It's per minute. Yeah,
Okay,
this machine was designed to do 27 cans a minute.
Like, is there any way I can fill my beer, like, off of one of these, like, badass stills? Like, fresh beer, like, from the...
I can give you a taste of what beer
taste?
tastes like. Yeah, sure. It's got a little carbonation in it.
This is Bombshell Blonde.
That's Bombshell Blonde. Before it's been, and it's ready to transfer.
That's f***ing delicious. Zara, you should try this, actually. That's some fresh-ass shit. Hold on, this is an Instagram, like, moment right here. We're here with Dave from Southern Star Brewing, and we just got this fresh out of, what do we call this?
A fermenter.
Fresh out of the fermenter, you know, it's Bombshell Blonde. Guys, if we weren't filming today, we would just spend all day here. The tables have turned, Europe. If you want some fresh beer, come to Southern Star Brewing Company. Dave, thank you for the tour. Thank you for showing us some of the seasonals. Yeah. Thank you for letting us taste beer right out of the heart of where it comes from.
Always my pleasure.
I think the guys deserve a beer.
I think so too.
Let's do this, man.
Yep, let's do it.
All right, guys. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Dave. We'll see you.